वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तमेव विदित्वा मृत्युमेति नान्यपन्था विद्यते यनाय. Respected audience present over here today, since I don't understand that some of you don't understand Hindi here, right? Isn't it? I can definitely see a few. So I will keep most of the program was in English, I was in Hindi, so I'll keep my talk in English. At the outset, hearty thanks to the Anubhuti team. I think a wonderful, nice program comprising of poems and very meaningful poems by Monica ji and Manoj ji. Beautiful bhajan on how there's a supreme force and how we're all dependent on the supreme force. Guru Murthy ji, right? Yogesh ji, of course. So a wonderful overall program, and obviously Neeram ji summed up very well in terms of, I think, a beautiful message in today's age, wherein we do talk about feminism, but somewhere along the way, I think she highlighted a moot point as to how sometimes men or boys are actually left lonely, right? So thank you Anubhuti team for a wonderful message in different ways. Over the last few weeks, we have been discussing on the topic of dukkha. As I mentioned earlier, the core objective of life is to have a sense of happiness and contentment. That's the only thing that pushes us to get up in the morning and do what we have to do. And if you look at happiness, it can in a way be broken into two parts. One is remove dukkha, and other is to gain happiness. You may think that dukkha removal is equal to happiness. The answer is no. To some extent the answer is yes, but not entirely so. To some extent the answer is yes, but not entirely so. You get hurt, you have a fracture in your hand. For 3 weeks the doctor says that you'll get a cast. For 3 weeks you cannot move your hand. You cannot have your bath independently. There is a sense of dukkha. Isn't it? The sense of dukkha. 21st day you go to the doctor, he removes the cast, you have a sense of sukha. The following day, it doesn't give you for the sukha. Isn't it? 1 or 2 days it gives you sukha. Because for 21 days there was dukkha. Right? That dukkha, when it went away, you had a sense of sukha for some time. But then after that, after 1 week, 2 weeks, it doesn't give you further sukha. A clinical psychologist once wrote in his diary, who had practiced for many decades, he said that sometimes patients will come to me with anxiety, stress, and I would do sessions after sessions for them, thinking that I will get a happy person. Sometimes the dukkha is gone, I don't get a happy person, but I get an empty person. I get an empty person. I don't get a happy person. So my dear audience, removal of dukkha, as we discussed in the past, we spoke about different types of dukkha. Which are different types of dukkha we spoke about? Adhyatmik dukh, daivik dukh, and bhautik dukh. And then adhyatmik dukh we further broke into parinam dukh, tab dukh, samskar dukh, and guna vritti virod dukh, which we discussed up to last Sunday. Next 2 Sundays, this one and next, we will discuss removal of dukkha is one aspect of life, but we don't want to be empty people. We also want to have what? Sukha in our lives. Isn't it? Yes or no? You all want sukha in our lives? the Shastras say that you have to make an effort to get sukha in your life. When you eat your food, you want nutrition, you want to be healthy, right? So you want to have micronutrients, you want to have proteins, you want to have carbs, you want to have, isn't it? You want all of this in a balance. You need to make an effort for it. You need to go to the, do yoga, pranayam, asana, go to the gym, do exercise. You need to make an effort, isn't it, to get physical health, yes or no? Does it come automatically? The answer is no. Similarly, my dear audience, to get happiness in life, you need to make an effort. You need to think about it, you need to understand. And only then you will get sukha in your life. Otherwise, you will be an empty person. As I was mentioning you last time, many times in life, सब कुछ जीवन में है, लेकिन सुख नहीं है. बोलने को कोई दुख भी नहीं है, लेकिन कोई अंदर से सुख भी नहीं है. No major challenges in life, but there's no happiness. The Shastras say, my dear audience, that if you want to get happiness in life, there are 4 buckets. How many buckets? Or 4 baskets. 4 buckets from where you get happiness in your life. If I had a click. These 4 buckets you can see over here. What are the 4 buckets? First is simple pleasures of life. Simple life pleasures. Bracket, what is there? In moderation. Second, it says relationships. Even the wonderful poem by Monica ji, she brought about the word rishto, right? Relationships. Very, very important. And we will dwell more upon these aspects. The third is your daily work or engagement. आप डेली कुछ कार्य करते हैं, उससे में भी आप कैसे सुख देखते हैं. सुख को लेना पड़ता है. You have to draw in the sukha. Otherwise you remain empty. And the fourth one, it says a meaning or purpose of your life. There are 4 different buckets from which you accumulate sukha. It is like a portfolio approach. The first basket, my dear audience, is your simple pleasures of life. Right? Now, remember, the Shastras say dharma, artha, kama, moksha. There is absolutely nothing wrong. Sometimes you look at adhyatmikta, you look at spirituality, you say that you should not enjoy pleasures of life. The answer is no. The simple pleasures of life have to be, you have to enjoy them. You first have to be conscious about them. ये आपके जीवन में ये है, उसकी अनुभूति करना, वो अपने आप में important है. I'll tell you a small story. So, there was once a school premises, and there were some 12th standard, some 2-3 kids were there, and they one day thought about one trick they wanted to play on the school. They wanted to do naughty boys, right? So they thought that let's play a trick on the school. So they got 3 goats. How many goats? 3 goats. Okay. On the 3 goats, they wrote number 1. On one goat they painted number 1. On the second goat they painted number 2. And third goat they painted number 4. And these 3 goats were, in the night time, they kind of told the watchman something. They somehow got these 3 goats inside the premises of the school. The school was locked. They managed to get this 3 goats inside the premises and left them there. Next day morning, the school was to begin. The staff came, right? The supporting staff, cleaning staff, and they saw there was litter all over the place. These 3 goats were there the entire night. So they started searching. and they realized some goats are here. From the droppings they figured it out. And they searched all over the place, 3-floor building. They searched all over the place and they got goat number 1, goat number 2, and after 1 more hour of search they also got the goat number 4. Then they said, where is the goat number 3? Where is the goat number 3? And the search started once again. Where is goat number 3? The full school was searched once again, right? All the 3 floors. It was getting late. The school was about to begin. They could not find goat number 3. Went to the principal, what to do? They said, declare school holiday, send the school children home. Where is this goat number 3? Right? So school was shut, holiday was declared, right? And the full day they were searching for goat number 3. That's how our life is. We in our life are searching for this goat number 3. Forgetting that we have this 1, 2 and 4 with us. Today we all have a shelter. Ghar ke upar chhat hai. Right? We are comfortable in terms of food, shelter, clothing, basic amount of wealth, right? We are able to lead a relatively comfortable life. But in everyone's life there will be some challenge also. You forget 1, 2 and 4 and you're only thinking about that goat number 3. The simple pleasures of life, simple aspects that exist around us, that sunshine, that good health, all of these are forgotten. Right? We forget to derive happiness from them. You need to dip into it every single day, into this bucket. It is very, very critical. Otherwise, you will just simply take things for granted. It will stop giving you sukha, but you have the ability to get sukha even from the first bucket, which was the life pleasures in moderation. Remember, my dear audience, that even over here there is sattvic sukha, rajasic sukha, and tamasic sukha. Someone can derive happiness from extremely spicy junk food, red meat. Someone can derive happiness from that also. Someone can derive happiness from good sattvic boiled vegetables. From that also you can derive happiness. Yes or no? Right? It is sattvic, rajasic or tamasic. Deriving happiness from everyday pleasures is dependent upon us. It is our choice. Moving on, I'll just spend a little bit more time on relationships because that's a longish topic. But if you look at relationships, can you divide relationships into 3 buckets again? All your relationships into 3 very broad buckets. एक रिश्ते हो गए. In a way, you can put it as your close family relationships, family ties, right? A beautiful bhajan by Yogeshni, right? On your parents, on your siblings, you have siblings, you have, all your absolute close family ties. I will say is one bucket. Second bucket, I will put it as friends and society. Friends and society, right? And the third one, I will in a way put your professional relationships. You go to an office, you have relationship with people over there. You are an entrepreneur, your vendors, your suppliers, right? From them also you have a relationship. There are these 3 key buckets of relationship. We first need to at least identify these in your mind. And then see how do you deepen your relationships. Remember in life, I'm sure all of us, we spend enough years in our lives, relationships are complex, isn't it? Relationships are complex. There are challenges, there will be conflicts. You have to find solutions to it. There was once one father, and he had 3 sons. He had 3 sons. And this father, he had only wealth of 17 ducks. How many? 17 ducks. The 17 ducks he had, and the father one day passed away. The 3 sons opened his will. Opened his will. In that will it was written that the 17 ducks are left behind. I want my 3 sons, son A, to get 1 by 2, to be shared in the ratio of 1 by 2, second one to get 1 by 3, and third one to get 1 by 9. Got it? Fresh, NIT. Which has come NIT Trichy after finishing his 3rd year or 2nd year now? 2nd year. So, this father was there, 17 ducks, and he wrote in his will, what? 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 9. This will was opened after his death. And the 3 sons, right? These ducks are there, 17 ducks, and they are wondering now what to do. And they started what? Fighting with each other. 17 is not divisible by 2, not divisible by 3, not divisible by 9. Duck you cannot kill. Yes or no? So they started what? Fighting. How did they resolve it? Anyone?
They'll add one more duck.
So they went to one relationships. It's about how do there be conflicts and problems and challenges in relationships. They went to a wise sage. He said, all 3 of you, why are you fighting? Don't worry. Where are your ducks? He said, all at home. He said, bring those ducks here. All the 17 ducks were brought the next day. This wise sage had one more duck with him. He put that one more duck in the 17. How many became? 18. He said 1 by 9. You take your 2 ducks. Right? 1 by 3. You take your 6 ducks. 1 by 2. You take your 9 ducks. 9 plus 2 plus 6, 17. I will take my duck away. You got it? 17 ducks, these fellows were fighting with each other. There was stress at home. There was tension at home. Right? What to do? Same thing happens in our relationships. There are problems, there are challenges, there are difficulties. We have to be able to find a solution. The idea is not to just simply walk away. The idea is not simply walk away. Those Shastras also give a definition, also give a solution over there. I will cover that in the maybe in the next week. We're running out of time. The Shastras say, Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upekshanam, Sukha, Dukha, Punya, Punya Vishyanam, Bhavanas, Chitta Prasadanam. It gives us a way in which how do we deal with different relationships, different people. Right? When do you also walk away if you need to? That also is there. Right? How do you handle people of different types? That's something which possibly discuss in the next week, Satsang. But we need to overall take a look at it. 4 buckets in which we need to gain happiness from. One is everyday pleasures of life. Second is through relationships. Third is through our daily work or engagement. And fourth is finding a meaning of purpose in life. These are 4 buckets from which we can draw happiness. I will discuss more during our next session. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.